Okay, everyone. Thanks for attending my vSphere upgrade process presentation. A short introduction from myself. I'm Manfred Hofer. I'm working as senior TAM at VMware. I have a blog, I have a Twitter, I'm a certification junkie. I think, except the VCDX, I have all the certification VMware offers. I'm a V-expert, I'm a Cisco champion, yeah. And I love technology, and I have a lot of customers I'm talking to and helping them with upgrades. And this presentation is not only about the click, next install thing, it's about how to prepare for an actual upgrade. So this is a short agenda for today. So there are reasons I need to upgrade, or I should upgrade. There are also getting information, so what do I need before I actually upgrade my environment? And there is upgrade day. What should I know during the day? What infos do I need during the day when I do the upgrade? So I think some of you might be familiar with such situation. So I was used to be in the past this one guy. So every time in my first job a new release was there, I was the first one downloading it and installing it. And then it went boom. So why to check your software? Why to check the backups? Oh, my backup is not working. And this is also a funny thing. So let's plan the upgrade. Oh, I did it already. What? So there are a couple of reasons why I should upgrade my infrastructure. And I had some customers that were really happy about staying at some specific release, but there are reasons to upgrade. The first reason is software cycle. So I hope everybody is aware that 5.5 is end of general support in September 19th. So also, if you use Site Recovery Manager, if you use 5.5 with Site Recovery Manager, you have also to upgrade the Site Recovery Manager, because 5.5 or 5.8 of Site Recovery Manager is not supported with 6.0, 6.5, 6.7. There are also hardware life cycles, like if you buy today an HP server generation 10, this server is only supported since 6.0 update 3. There are a couple of other servers that might be supported, but normally HPE or Dell or Lenovo, you name it, drop the support for specific hardware types, so they will make you to buy new hardware. Also, the operating system. I found only 3 operating systems which need a vSphere upgrade. This is Ubuntu 17.10, 18.04, and Windows Server 2019 Technical Preview. So this is a really rare situation. Also new features. Maybe if you're saying it's 6.0 or 4.5, you want new features like VMFS 6, or moving an external platform service controller to an embedded platform service controller, or multiple CPU fault tolerance. So this could be a reason to upgrade your environment. Who is here from the financial side? Who of you guys doing plastic cards? Okay, nobody. But because there is also one compliance requirement, because if you are doing plastic cards like MasterCard, Visa, or Amex, you have to follow a PCI DSS compliance. And this compliance, it reads you need to use TLS 1.0 at the minimum, and with the newer versions you have to use TLS 1.2, and this was not possible in 5.5. And the last and important one is security. Who had to patch Spectre Meltdown? Or Spectre Meltdown Next Generation? Or L1TF? So, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. So the important thing is to gather your information. So check the HCL. The only problem with the HCL, with the VMware HCL, it is filled by the vendor. So everything the vendor hasn't put in there, it will not be there. So check also the vendor side. The vendor side is the most updated source of truth. I had situation where I also can't find a specific version which is mentioned on the HCL, on the VMware HCL, but doesn't show up at the vendor side. So This is sometimes a little bit complicated, and you will lose here a lot of time. Also, check the vendor compatibility metrics. Every vendor like Dell, MC, HP, Lenovo, you name it, has a server compatibility list where it says, okay, this server is supported with this and that release. Also, firmware drivers combination. Check if you're currently, before you upgrade, on the right version. And supported storage. I heard about that a half year ago. So there was at HP, there is a site named Spock. You can check if your HPE firmware version is compatible with your, for instance, FreePath firmware. I didn't know that before, so I was really okay. You have to check this too. Software. The big question is, which version of vSphere are you running? If you're running 5.5, you don't have a direct upgrade path to 6.7, so you need an interim step. So you need to go to 6.0 or 6.5 before you can go to 6.7. Also, check your VMware software that is running in that environment, like Horizon, VROPS, Loginsight, NSX. Check if you are on a compatible version before you upgrade to 6, 6.5, 6.7. Also, check your backup. I don't know how it works creating this backup metrics. I try to update it every couple of months. It says which version of which backup software is supported with a particular release. This also is for vSphere, older vSphere, and Hyper-V. And check your third-party software, like PowerPath, MDL, which is called from HP, or monitoring software. Also, check if you're running a Nexus 1000V. Who got the Nexus 1000V in their environment? OK, that's new. We as VMware discontinued the support for third-party integration switches into the vSphere platform. So with 6.5 up to 2, we dropped this API entirely. Web Client and vCenter Server for Windows was deprecated last year in August. So if you have a Windows vCenter, plan your migration to a vCSA, the appliance version. Also, if you upgrade to 6.7, a really bunch of CPUs were deprecated. I hope nobody is running server on these CPUs. Maybe you're running some of the Xeon 56XX series, which is still good for home lab or maybe testing environments. Also be aware that 6.7 is the only release supporting this bunch of CPUs, which also will be deprecated in the next or in one of the future releases. The reason for that is that we removed binary translation virtualization, which is the software virtualization. So in 6.7, we focus only on hardware virtualization because every modern CPU is supporting these three features. So these three features are really necessary if you do hardware virtualization. And why we don't support for instance, Nehalem processors, because the lacking of the VMX unrestricted guest. Upgrade day. You gather your information, you know how your environment looks like. What do I need on upgrade day, or also a little bit before. So we have 3 KB articles which describes the upgrade sequence. So before you can upgrade to a specific vSphere release, you maybe have to upgrade other things like NSX, Vera, Vero, Loginsight, etc. Only if this kind of software or backup software, before this kind of software isn't updated, you can't upgrade your environment to 6.5, 6.7, 6.0, you name it. Also, please read the documentation. I had so many customers that don't read the documentation and that also don't read the release notes. If you have read the release notes once, read it twice, read it a third time. Because sometimes in the release notes, you do an upgrade, or I've done it in the past. I did an upgrade and I did it a couple of times, but there was one release because of TLS or SSL v3, where you had first upgrade the vCenter and after that the ESXi host. Normally, it's supported to upgrade the ESXi hosts first, but my recommendation is always upgrade vCenter first. And also follow your process, if you have a process. I have customers I was talking to and I said, have you put a change in your change management? And they got to me, what change management? I thought, okay, we need to have a talk about this. So if you have a change management, create a change, document everything. During the upgrade, please document every single steps you're doing, because if you go on vacation afterwards, and please don't do that, your colleagues need to handle this mess if some mess happens. And also, after the upgrade, when everything is up and running, vCenter is Xhost, you don't need to do this, you can upgrade VMware tools. I would recommend upgrade VMware tools to one of the latest versions, like 10.2 or 10.3 or 10.3.5, because some of the older versions, like 8.6 or 8.4, are not supported with 6.7 anymore. But we have also for this an interoperability matrix. So just select ESXi host, VMware tools, and you get a bunch of information out of there. And also, virtual hardware upgrade. This is also optional. And if you want to use new features like in 6.7 per VM EVC mode, this virtual machine needs to have virtual hardware 14. And the bigger thing, I think, I didn't know about that, but if you change the virtual hardware, this means also that additional CPU features will be exposed to your VM. Even if you have EVC enabled. For instance, if you have a hardware version, let's say 7, and you have the EVC mode Broadwell, then this version does only get, I think, CPU features up to Nihalim or Westmere. So please check. I had a customer who got an issue with an Oracle 6.6 Linux, which has a really old kernel. They upgraded them to, I think, hardware version 13, and this Linux kernel panicked because there was a specific CPU instruction exposed to the virtual machine. The kernel didn't know, and that was the reason it kernel panicked. Okay, thanks for your time. Does anyone have any question about the topic? So this is not quite actually the upgrade process from the vCenter ESX itself, so it's just a hint how you should approach this type of doing. Questions? $5,600. It will work, so you can install it. So normally, if you install 6.7 on one of the deprecated CPUs, then you got a message where it reads, "This is an unsupported CPU," but it still works with 5.6, also 5.6XX CPUs. So this is possible, but for production, this is not supported. Yeah. For home lab, it's totally fine. When you have when you get a 5.600 CPU, yeah. With all others, you get the message unsupported, and yeah, you can't do anything with this. So if you have it, oh.
Speak to a little bit in regards to the enhanced
So
the platform services controller. So
yeah.
you have, so in our environment, we have two platform services controller on 6.0 in the enhanced link mode to support the single sign-on, and we're in 6.0. So for looking into the upgrade path, if you will, from 6.0 to 6.7, do we have to go 6.5 or 6.7, or can we?
No, we can. You can. The question was, this gentleman has 2 platform storage controller at 6. Okay, I take this question offline. So, thanks everybody attending the show, and see you at the show.